Friday the 13th Part 3 is a decent film, and I am enjoying the film series, but they're starting to feel a little repetitive. This was released in 1982. It's directed by Steve Miner. It's written by Martin Kitrosser and Carol Watson, and we have a cast including Dana Kimmell, Paula Kratka, Tracie Savage, Jeffrey Rogers, and various others. We also have Richard Brooker as Jason Voorhees, and it's I don't want to say it's the exact same narrative as the other two because it isn't. But again, we have people near the campground and Voorhees is going after them. And I feel like by this point they should be looking to do something a little bit more interesting, or maybe bringing in some more interesting characters, maybe making this one a little bit unique, whereas they just all seem to mash together. We have the same kinds of characters at the campsite or near the campsite, the same kind of progression of the narrative, the same kind of pacing, and the horror hasn't really amplified either. That's not really ramped up at all. So I guess the first one felt quite different because of the characters and how Jason was introduced. But this one and the second film don't feel different enough that this feels like a worthy sequel. It just doesn't feel that different as a narrative, the progression of the narrative, the horror aspect. It just all feels very similar. We are getting a little bit further with Jason's character and I guess getting to know the character a little bit more, so that works well. But I think they needed to do something a little bit different or a little scarier. Either change the narrative up a little bit or ramp up the horror or bring in different characters. I feel like we're facing the same characters again and again, the same kinds of teenagers and young adults in a similar situation. And I just don't think it really had anything interesting to offer. So as a film on its own, it's a decent slasher horror. The characters are interesting enough. The performances are fine. The horror aspect is not too bad at all. But comparing it with the previous film, it just seems a little bit too much of the same. It's not identical. It's not a carbon copy. But when you do a sequel or a third film in a series, it needs to offer something different, either scarier or it needs to have a different approach, a different angle. Something about it needs to be better or different. And this is neither better nor different. So it just doesn't feel like it's got any worth. And I haven't looked ahead. I don't know if the fourth film is basically the same thing, a bunch of mostly young people staying near the campsite and Jason going after them. I'm hoping it offers something a little bit different or a little bit scarier. Let's make it absolutely terrifying. This one, as with the previous film, is quite slow to begin with, and there are long periods of time when nothing scary happens. So as films, they're not actually that great. But I am enjoying getting to know Jason more as a character, spending more time with the character. So that's good. But in general, it's not a worthy follow-on from the previous film. It just doesn't seem to serve much of a purpose as a sequel. As I said, it doesn't offer anything that different. It doesn't offer anything scarier. So it's not brilliant. On its own, as a film, it's okay. But it doesn't offer anything too unique either. So it's not great, but it's okay. It's not badly done, but it's not brilliant either. Do I recommend it? Yes, if you've seen the other films and you've enjoyed them, obviously give it a go, continue the journey, spend more time with Jason and getting to know the legend surrounding the character. That's absolutely fine. If you like slashers, camp-based slashers, there are many of them, then you might enjoy it. But if you've seen the previous film and didn't care for it, you'd basically be watching a very similar film here and it wouldn't really offer very much else. So watch it if you are looking to continue the story, but if you haven't been that bothered so far, I'd say it's probably not worth it. Will I be saying the same thing with the fourth one? I have no idea. Maybe it could be completely different. I'm looking forward to finding out. But if I find that the fourth and the fifth one are basically the same thing again and again, I'm going to get a little bit irritated. So time will tell. But for now, I can say on its own, Friday the 13th Part 3 has nothing wrong with it. But as a sequel, it's not great. I don't recommend it if you don't like the previous films. Obviously, if you do, then check it out. I'm going to remain hopeful for the fourth one.